What's up? So I wanted to talk about some comics today, obviously, of course, but real quick, I wanted to say thank you guys like so much on the support of the last video. Like I've been getting a lot of like super nice comments, and a relatively big comic channel like gave me a shout out. Well, like that's super cool. I think that video is sitting at like 200 views right now or something crazy, which for me is like insane, right? That's like super good. And I just want to thank you guys. That's like a lot. It means so much to me. And yeah, I hope I can push more videos out there for you guys to to hopefully grow the channel even more, and yeah, maybe do some cool stuff in the future. So thank you guys a lot for that. So in the last video, I talked about the top 5 comics that I own. So today we're going to be talking about the top 5 comics that I don't own. We're talking about my 5 wish list books that I want. These are books I've been looking at that I want these books to death. Like, oh my god, I want these books, right? Side note, it's not going to be like, obviously I want like a Hulk 181 or like an Amazing Fantasy 15. Those would be awesome to have, you know? I don't expect to ever have them though, is the deal. I don't expect to ever get them. And yeah, so which is more of like a this list is more of like a books that I really want and that are close to me, but are also like affordable and like, I could get those in the future, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Actually, no, before we get started, I want to make like an honorable mentions type list because I'm a really big Green Lantern fan, and if I really wanted to, all 5 of these books could be Green Lantern books. So right now I will make an honorable mentions of some of the Green Lantern books that I want. Green Lantern, Tales of the Green Lantern Corps Annual number 4. This is the first mention of the Blackest Night Prophecy and the first appearance of Sodom Yacht. Green Lantern number 57 from the 60s, just a cool cover, I'd really like to have it. Green Lantern number 48, this is the first appearance of Kyle Rayner, and it's going to be a big gap that I can get in my Kyle Rayner run I'm trying to complete. And lastly, the last issue of the Green Lantern's like 80 run, the Silver Age Green Lantern run, the last issue of that I'd really like to have. I don't know what number it is because I don't know how many books are there in that run, but I'd love to have that one. So yeah. Okay, let's get on to the actual list. Starting it off with Green Lantern. Now I wanted to put one Green Lantern book in here because I just love Green Lantern so much. So the first book here is Tales of the Green Lantern Corps number 1. This is probably my favorite Green Lantern cover like all time. It presents everything about Green Lantern super well, and I just love this book. It's also the first appearance of one of my favorite Green Lantern characters, which is Arisha or Arisa, however you pronounce it, Arisha. And I don't know if y'all guys ever had this. You ever just like a character and you don't really know why why you like them? You just have like really like no reason to like them, but you do. That's kind of the way I feel about Arisha. Because I don't know, I think I just like her design a lot, and I'm a really big fan of like female characters in comic books. I think those are like some of the coolest characters. So yeah, Tales of the Green Lantern Corps number 1. Really would love to have this book one day. Next up we have Gwenpool number 1. This is a book I really want. If you saw, it was one of my other videos, maybe like 2 videos ago, I said that I really want to get a full Unbelievable Gwenpool number 1 through 25, all in the CGC 9.8, and obviously the first book I want to get is number 1. I just love Gwenpool so much. It's honestly one of my favorite Marvel stories. I just think the idea of like somebody from our world, going into the comic book world with like all the knowledge that they have from reading comic books and kind of using that to their advantage. I think that's a super cool idea, and yeah, I mean, I think that's super cool, and I would definitely recommend giving it a read if you haven't already, because it's good. The artwork is nice on it, and yeah, give it a read if you haven't already. Next up we have Uncanny X-Men. I believe it's 244. This is the first appearance of Jubilee, and I'm a really big Jubilee fan. She's one of my favorite Marvel characters, and undoubtedly my favorite X-Men character out of all of them. I don't know. It's the same deal, which I just think she's like super cool. Her design is cool. I'm just like a really big fan of her. So obviously that's an expensive book to find. I've actually found it in the wild one day for like $60, but I decided to go against it because I didn't have enough to get 2 books I wanted. So I decided trade that book out for Miss Marvel number 1, because that's also a book I really wanted. Now I have it. But Uncanny X-Men 244, that's a book I really want. First appearance of Jubilee. It would be a dream come true to have that book, honestly. Next we have X-Force number 4. Super cool cover. I'm a big Deadpool fan. I have a lot of like Deadpool like figures and stuff like that. Really big Deadpool fan. Uh, I saw the Deadpool movie when it first came out when I was like 9, which is not an age you should be, going to see that movie. But my mom was cool like that. She know I like comic books, and we went to go see that movie. I kind of fell in love with the character there. And not only that, this is the first appearance of Domino. I'm a really big Domino fan as well. Like I said, super badass women in comics. I think that's awesome. Badass women in comics are always going to be some of my favorite characters. And of course, Domino is a badass woman. So why wouldn't I like that? So first appearance of her would be super cool. And then of course that Deadpool cover on it, super cool. Would love to have that in the collection one day, undoubtedly. Next up we have number 4, and it is She-Hulk number 1. Me and my mom are both pretty big She-Hulk fans, and I do have a reprint version of She-Hulk number 1 right here. It was in my last video. I also have a reprint version of the first appearance of Jubilee, but it's somewhere over there. I'd have to go get it out. But I'd really want to get the real thing one day. I think it'd be super cool to get like the full Savage She-Hulk run. I don't believe there's too many issues in there. However, each book can be pricey, like like 10, 15 bucks, maybe 20 bucks a copy, which that's pretty pricey. However, I don't think the run is like super big, so I think I can maybe get that full run one day. So yeah, you gotta start with Savage She-Hulk, of course, and number 1, Savage She-Hulk number 1, first appearance of She-Hulk. Would love to have that book. And lastly, we have, this isn't in like any particular order, this is just random order, so this isn't like my most wanted book, but I would obviously love to have it because I'm a fan of this character. It is, I believe it's Miss Marvel number 13, I want to say 13, first cameo appearance of Mystique. I'm really big Mystique fan too. Again, super cool woman character, so I'm a really big fan of that. And yeah, I think she's a cool character, and I'm a big Miss Marvel fan as well. So having more Miss Marvel while also getting a key issue for something that's X-Men, which I also really like X-Men, I think would be really cool. It's kind of a double trouble type deal, Yeah, I'd really love to have that book. I've seen like 9/4s go around the $140-ish range, which I'd pick that up if I ever get some more cash in my pockets. So yeah, those are kind of like my big books, guys. That's kind of been the list. Let me know what your wish list is in the comments down below. And again, I cannot thank you enough for all the support on the last video. I hope you guys keep watching my channel, see what I do in the future. Yeah, I'm planning to do a lot of cool stuff, like maybe go in the wilds to find some stuff at some comic shops or some garage sales, stuff like that. And of course, get some CGC books sent in one day eventually. Of course, the wait times on that's like crazy, but yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. See you guys. See you.